Hello. So welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Olinda and this is Olinda's Artistic Oddities. Today it's kind of going to be a little bit of a vlog. I just got back from Oaxaca and this video is probably not going to come out today, like the day that I'm filming it, but I just kind of wanted to talk about a few things that I'm working on. This is the week of Valentine's Day and I'm going to be making some things for my my family members. I like to give them little Valentines, and I'm going to be sending out some stuff to a friend here in Texas, and I'll be talking about what I took to Oaxaca and what I actually used in Oaxaca for art making, because on an artist retreat like the one that I went on, you're kind of moving fast pace. So having stuff that's lightweight and easy to use and easy to just kind of take out of your bag or keep on your person is super important. We did have time in the evenings to kind of sit together and bring out our art supplies and just kind of play. But most of the day you're spent just, looking at beautiful things and going to lots of fun places and learning about the culture and the history and everything. So we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about a few of the sets that I got, not related to Oaxaca at all, but just some art supplies that I picked up before I went to Oaxaca and while I was in Oaxaca. So it's just kind of like, it's a mishmash of things today. Just a lot that I wanted to talk about. So if you're excited to kind of get down into art supply chat and travel chat and just some little project chat, come join me. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's get into it. So first off, I'm still working on my Oaxaca sketchbook. I'll zoom you in a little bit. And I will do a sketchbook tour on this one once I am done fleshing out all of the images in here. I still have a few things that I wanted to complete, but I've been working with the Woomer acrylic markers that I was lovingly gifted by Woomer. And I have a video on my channel about those. I really love them. Honestly, I play D&D and I was making my little player, my little character. And I was using the Woomer acrylic markers to paint my character. So that was really fun. I was also working on this with the Woomer acrylic markers. I'm not done with it yet. It was from a piece of street art that I saw in Oaxaca, and I wanted to keep it in my sketchbook. So I really, really love it. Now, a few things that I got before Oaxaca. I picked up the White Nights, I don't know what this says, but I got a White Nights palette. Just a 12 colored palette. I did a short kind of reviewing how I did the swatches with the White Nights colors. They're really beautiful, very pigmented. I like the box because it gives me extra mixing space. So I think in the short I showed pulling this off, but I didn't show how it actually just like attaches down here. And if you press firmly, it'll like snap into place. So you have some extra mixing space, which is really fun. I love that. And then space for like a teeny tiny brush, like a travel brush, which I think I have one that would fit there. Yeah, that fits. That fits pretty well. So maybe I can get it out. There we go. So that is the White Nights palette. Put that away. If you want to see me do like a full review on the White Nights palette, just like comment below and let me know. And I'll do just a whole video on the White Nights colors. So that is that one. Next up, I got the Rosa Gallery Botanical watercolor set. I fell in love with Rosa Gallery paints when I was in Toronto. I picked up a few colors individually and I loved them. I loved them so much. They're so pretty. And this is the botanical set. It's massive. I love it. The pigments in the Rosa Gallery paints are just stunning, and I will definitely continue to use them. They have become some of my most used paints, not this set particularly, but Rosa Gallery in general. I love them. I can't say enough good about them. This one is massive though, so this one will probably be like an at-home palette that I'll be using. Next I got, we'll go with this Rosa Gallery. This is the one that I've been using a ton. This is the Rosa Gallery monopigmented set. It's smaller, so it's easier for me to carry, and it's definitely been my favorite one to use lately. I've been throwing this one into my bag and using it pretty much everywhere I go. I know it's not like travel friendly, like it's not super small, but I just love the colors so much. And there are a lot that are really, really, really strong. Like the purple, you barely have to dip into it and it's just like a punch of color. And then there are some like this one that is very translucent. These two are very translucent, and I believe this one and this one. But that's okay. I mean, you're gonna have some translucent paints and some opaque paints, and that's okay. These are all single pigmented colors, and that is amazing. So that is that set. Next is a set that came while I was in Oaxaca. So I got home and I was surprised with a package that I forgot I ordered. This is the Urban Sketching Rosa Gallery set. It comes in a turquoise case, and I didn't pick that on purpose, even though I love turquoise. I love urban sketching, and I love seeing urban sketching sets from different brands. I have a tiny one that I picked up in Toronto from Roman Small, and I love it, but it feels like it's lacking a few colors. And I know that there's space in there to add and just kind of beef up like what the palette can do for me. However, this one has 12 colors and it should be pretty much perfect. And if you know me, you know that I absolutely adore urban sketching. It's probably been one of my favorite things to do since I've gotten into watercolor. So this set comes with a titanium white, a cadmium yellow light, a bright red, a magenta rose, emerald green, standard green, ultramarine, cobalt blue, yellow ochre, royal brown, sepia, and natural black. So very interesting. It looks like the majority of them are single pigments, I want to say. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are not, but the rest of them are single pigments, which, I mean, I'm not surprised. It's Rosa Gallery. They seem to do very well with single pigment colors. So here is the urban sketching set. I actually have not unwrapped it or swatched it, and I'll have to do this one on camera because I'm so excited to see what this one holds. I have a DFW urban sketching event coming up next Saturday, so I'm excited. I'm going to be using this one there. If you guys are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, let me know and we can meet up. You can join the Urban Sketchers. It's free, it's fun. Literally anyone can come, whether you can draw, whether you can't, it doesn't matter. You can come to just like watch us paint and draw. Like, it's so much fun. You don't even have to mingle. You can just sit there and just like watch us from afar. It's okay. But yeah, I want to use this one next weekend. So that is going to be the 21st of February. I'll try and post this video before then. So that's that. Next is something I got before I went to Oaxaca, but I didn't take it with me. This is the Schmincke Designer's Gouache set. And I was so excited about this because the only thing I can find is the Horadam gouache, and I really could only find that in New York. I couldn't find it here in Dallas. I couldn't find it in Houston. I haven't tried Austin yet. Could not find it when I was in LA. So I ordered this from Jackson's Art whenever I ordered my sketchbooks for Oaxaca. So like this one is the Pith Cara Cara, and I also got the larger one, which is the Pith Lumia. I'll show you that one. So here is the Pith Lumia, And I love these sketchbooks. I will probably have to order some more of these. Let me zoom out a little bit. Because they have a very firm cover and they lay very flat. So this was me on the plane just kind of scribbling, but I love how flat they lay. I love the paper. It's very thick. I haven't tried it with like alcohol marker or anything. I don't think, no, because these are some Statler markers. But they've taken to all different medias very well. And I guess if you want to see alcohol marker, I'll go grab one so we can test it out. So I have some Oaxaca alcohol markers, and I know that some people really like alcohol markers, but I'm one of them. I like them a lot, but I hate that they bleed to the other side in most sketchbooks. So let's go look. Whoops, sorry, that was a bit of a tease. There we go. So they do bleed a bit to the other side, but it's not as bad as some paper would be. So definitely a great sketchbook. The Pith Char and the Pith Lumia. This is the size difference. Zoom out again. So, and the ones that I've been using lately have been all Royal Talons. This is the Royal Talons landscape one that I've been using. It's really close to the normal non-landscape portrait style that I normally use. So you can see like the size, it's very, very similar. So this is just a bit bigger. Got stuff everywhere. Yeah, so very, very nice sketchbooks. I would recommend them if you can get them in your country, or you can order them on Jackson's Art. So back to the designer's gouache. So this is one of the things I was really excited about. I haven't really painted anything with this yet. I did swatch it out in one of my sketchbooks. I don't know if it was the Pith one or not. We're gonna look. No, it doesn't look like it was that one. I think it was the Henna Mueller sketchbook. I'll go get that. I have this little lightweight Henna Mueller. I love these too. They're really nice. There's my daughter's drawing. And there is the Schminke Designer Gouache. So really, really pretty colors. I love them. And then I tested out the monopigmented Rosa Gallery right there. And a set that I haven't shown you yet, but I will. It's the Gonzai Tombi travel set. I swatched that there. Here's the Rosa Gallery botanical set. I swatched that. You know what? I think I did film footage, so I may actually insert the footage here so that you can see me swatching out all these sets. And then lastly, I filled a wet gouache palette for Oaxaca with Shinhan Designer's Gouache, and this was the palette that I took with me. So, and I mean, it served me very well. I did use it for one of the paintings that I did. Let's see. It was for the Tule tree. So this is the Shinhan Designer's Gouache. And I was just sitting at a cafe painting this. Originally, I had done like a blind contour of the outline of the tree while I was sitting in front of it. And I did a bit of the trunk, just a little bit of line work. Nothing like our friend on the trip, Tina. She's like the master of amazing line work. Like her line art is just phenomenal. I don't know that I have the type of time or concentration that she does to do that line work. So this is like my version. But then I finished it off with some really pretty gouache. And I'm really happy with it. Okay, so that is the Shinhan and the Schminke. Okay. Next, I got the Gansai Tombi portable 14 color set. If you know the Gansai Tombi, it's those gigantic pans of Japanese watercolors. They're really beautiful, but they can be kind of difficult to tote around. So I picked up this set. It comes with them already in smaller little half pan sizes with some really good mixing space, and it comes with a pen and a water brush. So great little set. I haven't really taken it out to use it because I got this right before Oaxaca and I didn't feel like bringing this with me, but it's cute. I like it. Next, I got a gigantic wet palette to fill with all of the Shinhan gouache that I got. I have a huge set of Shinhan gouache that I still haven't really made a whole video about, so I'll definitely have to remember to do that. And I want to fill this, I want to fill all these wells with some of my favorite Shinhan colors. So this is a really beautiful palette. I haven't sat down to fill it, and I've had it for a few months now, maybe a few weeks, but that will be soon. So I'll put that one away. Okay, and lastly, I went to the Daiso that's in my area. It's like right down the street, and I picked up this watercolor palette. It's a really big one. It kind of reminded me of like the Holbein watercolor palettes that they, oh, hi, cat. I think she wants to go out. It reminded me of the Holbein watercolor palettes, and I picked it up because I thought it'd be fun to fill with some watercolors. I've filled a palette like this before with gouache, and that was my mistake because gouache dries and then crumbles and then it gets everywhere. So I will be doing watercolor only in this. I'll be right back. Okay, so some things I picked up for the trip. I picked up this set of 72 double-ended watercolor brush pens for the trip. This is by Staedtler. And these were actually really affordable at my Michael's, plus I was able to use a coupon. There's a ton of colors, and I only picked a few. I was trying to match the colors that I would probably see in Oaxaca. I definitely could have used more of them, but I really wasn't trying to make my bags super duper heavy, but I'll show you what I took with me to Oaxaca. I guess before I do that, here are a few tubes of the Schminke watercolor paints that I picked up recently at Jerry's. I got a super granulating deep sea green, a green earth. This is a watercolor medium, brilliant purple, Helio Cerulean, and permanent green olive. This one was just a refill because I always had like a really tiny one, but these colors are really, really pretty. So I'm happy I got these. I don't know if I swatched them anywhere. Let me go check. No, I did. I just can't figure out which sketchbook I put them in, so that's okay. We're gonna move on. I'll have a whole swatching section either in this video or an upcoming video where we can just swatch out all the new stuff that I got. Okay, so for Oaxaca, I took this little pouch with it's a glass sharpener that I got in New York, and some little clips. And then I took this little plastic case with one of my kneaded erasers and some art hang party tape. I took one of these Caran d'Ache special edition sets with several colors in it. I know most of them are missing at this point, but I moved them over to another bag. Okay, I'm moving things around so that you can see a little better. So took these. I took a variety of water brushes, and while I was there, and one of the little water sprays. While I was there, Charlotte Hamilton, Blue Shine Art, she gave us a gift, and it included some more water brushes, which was awesome. I did take some of my favorite paint brushes for whenever I just felt like not using water brushes, just using paint brushes. So that would be, let's see, I have a flat shader from Princeton Velvet Touch. A lot of these are Velvet Touch. A round, which is a number 10. I love the number 10s because they can come to a point. And the rounds like this. I took an Escoda Prado, number 8. I took a liner, another Princeton Velvet Touch, another round 10, Princeton Velvet Touch. And then I took a quill brush. This is a Harmony Squirrel Quill, and it's a number 1. So these are the ones that I took with me, and they served my needs. They were perfect. Honestly, I could have done with like maybe one of the round brushes, but I don't know. I just wanted to bring them all. I did bring a fountain pen. This green one, I think it had green ink in it. I don't think I ever used it though. I brought the gouache palette that I mentioned and showed you the swatches of. I did use it. It's a little messy. So you can see I definitely used it a bit. I think I used it maybe twice. So I could have done without it, but I brought it. Why not? I brought my little tiny homemade gouache palette because it's magnetic and because it was filled with lots of different colors. I used this one pretty much maybe all day one of the days and half the day on another day. It worked very well. So that's my gouache. I brought this guy along and I did not use it, and I really wish I had, because this is one of the things I made for my sketchbook to kind of just put between the pages. And if you have seen, there's like another company in, I think, the UK that makes stuff like this. I couldn't order them, or they were too expensive or something, so I just made my own. And it would have been really helpful had I thought to use it. I just didn't. So, missed opportunity, I guess. But I did bring it with me. I just never took it out of my bag. Brought that little metal water pot that is attached to it, and my mother used it. So there's that. Didn't use those. Charlotte Hamilton gave us one of these little palettes, which is funny because I had made one too, but I hadn't filled it with paints, and she gave us one filled with Rosa Gallery paints, which is a plus because you know that I love Rosa Gallery paints. So I'm excited to use this. I like the little rubber band she put on there, so that was nice, but I didn't bring this one with me. That was a gift. I brought all of these markers with me. These are the Staedtler markers plus a few pens. Let me get the pens out. So I brought these colors of the Staedtler markers, and these served me really well. I really enjoyed using these a lot, but they became a little cumbersome by like day 3, and I stopped bringing them with me. So I just decided to just go with pen and paint after day 3. So I'm going to just put those maybe right here for now. I brought some clips. I did not use these clips. I used my magnetic clip more than anything. Right here, just a big magnetic clip. So that was helpful. I brought my tiny little Royal Talon sketchbook. I only used it one of the days. So like this day, I think this is all from the same day. And that's pretty much it. That's kind of where I stopped because I decided that I just wanted to keep using the Char sketchbook. So not a lot in that one. I did bring it though. Here is the other Caran d'Ache set that I brought. This is the 1510 filled with colors that I had chosen for Oaxaca. Plus I had an actual like set of colors, like as you can see, these are like the same colors. I had an actual set, but they all got mixed up into this bag with the rest of them. So if I can't remember which colors I picked, I'll show you the ones I picked. I brought a little wristband for me to clean off my brushes with. This was helpful. I just put it on my wrist and just clean and keep painting. I brought these, and I love these. These are the Zig brush pens, but they're in different colors. I love these colors so much. They're super bright, and I can show you one of the pages. So here's the pink, and here is how the pink looks like. Look at that. It's so neon. I love it. And then here is the green and the blue. They're also very, very bright. So these are some of my favorites. And if I were to travel again, I would travel with more of these brushes because they're really lightweight and the results are stunning. Okay, so you're already saying I brought like way too much with me, but I brought one of my new Lamy Safari pens. This one has blue ink. It's water-soluble ink. And it helped me make some art that I didn't really mind smudging around. And sometimes I like that. Sometimes I just like to add water. And it looks really cool. So there's that. I brought my favorite pencil case, which is this guy. It's a little Star Wars one. It's so dirty. But it has this really nice little loop. So I put a little hook on it and I hooked it onto my bag, and then it pulls down, it sits upright, and it has all of like my water soluble pencils in it. So I have like some Caran d'Ache, Museum Aquarelle. I have a lot of the Derwent Inktense. I have the Albert Durr, Faber-Castell. I have a variety of different watercolor pencils, but just a variety of colors. Plus I have this Kimberly graphite pencil, very, very bold. I really liked using this one for sketching. It was very similar to the pencil that Charlotte Hamilton gave us, which was her 14B pencil, which is right here. Faber-Castell Pitt Graphite Matte 14B, lovely pencil. This one is really, really similar. So really enjoyed that. I can show you. So let's just open it up to blank page. So here is the 14B. And it's really nice and dark. And then here is the Kimberly 9XXB. And I got this one in New Orleans. I guess this one's a little bit darker. But it's really nice. Yeah, very super dark. I brought that. I also brought this bag with a bunch of different random art supplies. One day I spent the whole day just sketching with the Prismacolor Colorase Carmine Pop? I don't know. It's kind of smudged away. But this red pencil, I use this one. and then I would just like paint over it. So I liked that one. I brought this really big Derwent water brush because it was really helpful in getting like a background down. So I definitely would bring that one again. Get that one closed. I brought my Create-A-Color Mega Color pencil sharpener because it works with multiple different things. So it had the 2 different sizes. It was perfect. I brought my Graph Gear 500 0.5 Pentel mechanical pencil. And I put, I think it's 4B lead in it. So it's like the darkest lead that you can get for this one. That one was nice. I brought a little Da Vinci brush that I got in New Orleans. I didn't use it because I forgot about it, but it's a nice little brush. I did bring my Blackwing matte pencil and I used that. This one goes in here. I brought my rainbow pencil, the Camel rainbow pencil from Japan, and I did use it and I loved it whenever I did use it. So I was really happy I brought it. I had intended to bring one for everyone and I just kind of forgot when I was packing. I brought a Jelly Roll 10 in white, and that one was helpful as well. And then in here, I just have a variety of Neocolor 2s. I didn't bring all of these. Honestly, when I got home, I dumped out my tins into this bag, and all the colors that I brought and the colors I did not bring got mixed up in this bag. So I would kind of have to sort them out so I can show you what I actually brought. But I also used my little tiny Blackwing matte pencil. It was just kind of nice to stick in my pocket. So also brought this little Derwent pastel and charcoal sharpener. It works for the Neocolor 2s like a charm. Like, it fits perfectly. And I brought this little bag. I never took this bag out of my hotel room. It's like a little like tote bag thing. It has many pockets. I filled it with whatever I thought I would need. I put a glue stick in here. I put tiny colored pencils with the sharpener. I put a variety of different like pens. Let's see. I put some more travel brushes in here. These are all quill right here. I have my little Altoids tin. I'll show you that in a moment. Here are some of the brush pens that she gave us. So that was really nice of her. I'll definitely fill these and use these at a later time, but I already had my own, so that's why I didn't fill them. One of my favorite black pens that doesn't like leak everywhere is the Uniball Air Micro, so I brought that. I brought my Blackwing sharpener, the long point sharpener. I don't know why I brought 3 sharpeners, like, oh no, 4, because I brought this one too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I brought too many sharpeners. I brought some more pens. I forgot that I had the black Statler. I'll put that there. I did use this one. This one is the Cambio Zig brush pen. It's really nice, very inky black. I did like using this one a lot. It was nice for like lining. And that one fits in there. So these, I didn't use any of these. These stayed in the pocket. So I brought them, but I didn't use them. And I brought my little water flask, which I emptied before I got to the airport and filled it back up. So that one was very helpful. In addition to that, I had my little travel collapsible water cup that I filled with water from my little flask. So that was great. I don't know if I have that one near me. It's like hooked on a bag right now, so it's fine. Okay, I also brought my new Sailor Fide pen with black ink. I didn't want it to leak, and I've never had issues with the Pentel brush pen, this guy right here, with this one leaking. Like, I've never had any issues with that. And I have a bunch of refill cartridges that I got for really cheap when I was in New York. So it's the FP10 ink. And I noticed that if I cut the top, I'll show you in just a second. Let me cap it. I noticed that if I cut the top of it just slightly, I don't know if you can see that, that I could use this in the Sailor Fude pen. So it fit snugly and it worked. Obviously, I ran out of ink when I got back. This was great the entire week. So just in case you need some kind of a quick refill and you're not near your ink collection, because normally I would fill my pens with this carbon ink from Platinum, but I wasn't at home and I had these, so this was perfect. So I used this pink pen all the time, pretty much every day. And then I had this one as well, but I brought it and didn't realize that it was pretty much already almost empty. So these converters are nice because you can suck up the ink very quickly, but they don't have a lot of space for the ink, so I tend to run out of ink really fast, especially since I use a lot of ink. I do a lot of ink drawings, like ink and wash stuff for urban sketching, and yeah, I have to refill it quite a lot. Okay, and the last thing that I brought, okay, it's gonna be my Altoids tin. So I filled this with some colors from one of my favorite palettes. This palette, this was the first watercolor palette I ever made myself. And these are all the colors that I filled it with. So you can kind of see. And I went and I stole all of my favorite colors from it and put it in this little Altoids tin. So I could fit quite a few colors. So 25 colors right in just a little tiny Altoids tin. And I thought that that would be better than carrying this big guy around with me. I just took my little guide. I didn't ever use it, so I'm just gonna stick it back here in this big one. But yeah, these are all little magnetic pans. And as long as I like fit it nicely so that the edges don't clip the paints, it closes up. But probably my favorite thing was clipping it to a page and then sticking that on there and then just kind of painting as I went along. So that was so much fun, and I got a lot of questions about it. I wish I had brought one of my little homemade palettes with watercolors, but I only had the one with the gouache, and then I had this one with my watercolors. So I will be making myself a little homemade palette with watercolors, and then it'll be a little bit thinner because you can kind of see it's a little thick to just kind of stick in my pocket, whereas these are so much nicer and thinner. Plus, if I use like my smaller pans, I can fit probably a lot of colors if I just use like the small square pans. So I'll be doing that probably soon, not today. All right, that is everything that I took with me to Oaxaca. Now, what did I actually use? So as far as what I actually used, I'm gonna take this away. I didn't really use it. I didn't use these. I didn't use this. I didn't really use this bag, but I did use the Neo colors, so we're just gonna pretend that they're all in here. I used the 2 tins. I didn't really use this guy. Take that away. Let's see, what else? Didn't use this. Didn't use these. So yeah, I honestly didn't use this little spray either, so I'm gonna put that away. I didn't use this a whole lot. I think I used it like maybe twice, maybe 3 times, but I'm gonna take it away because I didn't use it like on a consistent basis. And the markers I only used maybe like 1, 2, maybe 3 days. Not consistently, and I kind of had to force myself to remember that I had them. Okay, so I found my water cup. It is so dirty. It has a little hook, but it's very well loved. It stands, it's very nice. Okay, so this is what I used when I was in Oaxaca. I used my pouch, I used these brushes, this watercolor set. I'll move that aside. Move that aside. Okay. Now, if we were just kind of rushing to go somewhere, I would take my pen, my Altoids tin, a couple of water brushes, different sizes. I think just these. My little wristband and the magnetic clip. I might also take like a mechanical pencil or something. And that was like my on-the-go set, like if I was trying to rush. If I had more time, I knew we were going to be sitting somewhere, I would probably take all of this in a bag. Sometimes I might leave this if I knew we wouldn't have time for me to break this out with the water cup. And I would just bring this stuff. Now, this was enough. It mostly fit into like a little bag, especially because this one I would hook onto the strap. And then a lot of this just kind of went into a pouch. So like the little pouch I had here, I would empty this one out and just throw all this into a pouch. So I'll show you. Now, of course, if I knew I wasn't going to be bringing the water and the water cup, I wouldn't bring my paintbrushes because I don't want to like damage them or anything. And then I would bring just like one sharpener. I think I would just bring this one because it was kind of self-contained. And then I would stick this one in there. This. Yeah. So this would go into my bag. And then sketchbook, and then of course the clip. And I would kind of forget about the Caran d'Ache. I would leave that until later. And I may or may not be hooking this onto my bag. If not, it was just this, and this. So you can kind of see how I traveled. It was not too heavy. It was pretty light. I wouldn't fill this all the way because of the weight. But again, sometimes I wouldn't bring this at all because I already have the water brushes. So it was just this plus sketchbook. So you can travel light abroad. It just really depends on the situations, and pre-picking your colors for your surroundings is very helpful. That helped me narrow down the Neocolor tubes that I would take. That helped me narrow down the markers I was going to take. And then if you have a lot of paint colors that you really like, then having like a little tiny palette with those colors is perfect because you don't really need anything else. You just need a wet brush and a palette that just has all the colors you can mix. So that's kind of what I did. People asked me like, well, how did you mix? A lot of times I would mix on a page, or I would flip to like another part of the sketchbook, use that as like a little mixing pad, and then go back in with my colors. But sometimes I just kind of mixed right into the pans. So they're surprisingly clean for me having done that like a lot. But anyway, that was how I traveled to Oaxaca. I know I went on and on about that. Let's get into a few things that I'm doing this week. So this week is Valentine's Day. On Saturday, I am writing a little letter to my friend. I have a few things that I picked up in Oaxaca that I want to send to her. I'm also making a Valentine's Day card for a significant other. And I'm also going to be making someone a book. Now, this is kind of the start of the Valentine's Day card. I just pulled out some paper from a sketchbook, some toned paper. I have an idea in mind, so you know what I'm going to do with that. And then for the book, I picked up some like patterned felt at Michael's. And I had some like balsa wood and some extra cardboard. So I glued that in. And I'll be like gluing this down. You can see. To make like a cover. I also have some loose leaf watercolor paper, and just as an example, I'm not going to be using this, but like I'll be folding this and kind of gluing it to the spine. I did get some thread so I could sew the pages together so that they're very sturdy, and then I'll glue it all together. And I thought this would make like a nice little Valentine's Day gift. I do have a 3D printer, so I'm going to probably 3D print a few little items. And I have a X-Tool laser cutter and engraver. So I'm going to use that once this is all done, and I'm going to burn in like a design for whoever this is going to go to. So that is the plan today. Valentine's Day is not tomorrow, but it is the day after. So I'm really excited about that. I may also make one of these for one of my Valentines. I have many because Valentine's Day, I think I mentioned it before, but maybe if I didn't, I like to share with like all of my loved ones. So my family, my friends, and my significant other. So someone in my family had mentioned that they loved this. So I'm going to make them one. I love this too. It's really fun because whenever we're doing like art hang party sessions, I bring out my little jar of water and all my favorite paintbrushes, and it's perfect. It fits on pretty much every jar. It is meant for a certain type of jar because it has like threading to kind of screw it into the lid, but I don't have that size jar. So this just kind of sits there, and it's been fine. I guess besides that, I'll be helping my kiddo get her Valentine's Day stuff ready for class. And lastly, let's get into the stuff that I found in Oaxaca. So while I was in Oaxaca, of course, I was on the lookout for Mexican-made art supplies. I did have a friend gift me like a little sketchbook with this cute little homemade page holder. It's like a little heart. So cute. This was from Pearly. She's awesome. She's so sweet. And I can't wait to use it. So I'm going to put that over here for safekeeping. I did go to a few places and I found some like homemade stickers. This is one of them. I have like a whole bunch of them in a bag. I'll be giving them to some of my friends, putting some of them on my sketchbook, etc. There was an art supply store right next door to us, and there was a gallery maybe, I don't know, like a minute away from us that we could walk to. And the gallery owner was so sweet. She showed me her original artwork. She also had a lot of other original artwork from other artists for sale. And this is where I picked up some homemade watercolors. This is by Indiana Christoph, who is a native Oaxacan or Mexican. And she made these watercolors with natural elements from the area. So this one is wine ochre, Maya green, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, burnt umber, and what is this one? Sempaicho Lake. I'm saying that one wrong, but this one is the Day of the Dead special edition. I love this color. She explained to me that a lot of these were made with like the minerals and different elements in Oaxaca. Like this one would be from like the flowers from Day of the Dead. And I did swatch them in my sketchbook. So there are a lot more colors, but not available in the shop. She had sold out of most of them, so I just picked one of each color that she had remaining. And they look like this. So these are, let me move this up. These are those colors kind of swatched out. So the Day of the Dead one is right there. And I love that color. It's so rich. Very pretty. So I'm definitely going to be looking up this artist to see if I can get some of those paints ordered and shipped here, because they're really pretty. Next door to us, I went to Estilo Grafico, which was one of the art supply stores, and I found this Italian watercolor set, which looks like it is definitely student grade, and it swatches very much student grade. This one was a bit disappointing, and I should have known because it was really cheap, and it wasn't like a Mexican made art supply, but I was just kind of intrigued by it. I hadn't seen one before, but it's pretty standard like student watercolors. Like, the swatches were not vibrant, so would not recommend this. If you see it, pass it up. This one's definitely going to go to my kids. And then I picked up a Pilot Pintor acrylic marker. I liked how this color looked. I think I swatched it on the same page. Let's see. Yeah, right here. So really nice and bright. And I liked the fine tip, so this was a good purchase. Then I picked up all of these beautiful Polytech acrylic paints at that art supply store. So I swatched them already. Right here, a Scala Grafica. My bad. So these are all of those acrylic paints that I picked up. They're very vibrant. They are Mexican made. And I'll pull them all out. I just wanted a variety, and they're very, very affordable. So if you ever go there and you're looking for acrylic paints, which if you know me, I'm not like a big acrylic painter, but I'm all for like local art supplies. So I picked these up. So this is like Blue Celeste. This is Lima, so Azul Celeste, Lima, Durazno, Verde Pálido, Naranja Claro, Rojo, Azul Pastel, Morado, Amarillo Medio, so like a medium yellow, and Limon Hansa, so like a Hansa yellow, medium yellow. I don't know what morado means. I don't know, but it's a purple, a red, a clear orange, pastel blue. I don't know what that means. I don't know what pálido is. I think this is like peach, like a celestial blue and a lime. So really, really pretty colors. I love them. And that is what I picked up in Oaxaca. I also did pick up a few sketchbooks, but I've given those away as gifts. They were really pretty. They were like handmade paper and everything. So overall, it was a very enriching trip. I loved all the colors in Oaxaca. If you ever have a chance to go visit and you are artistically inclined or oh my gosh, if you're a photographer, photographically inclined, is that a thing? If you like to take pictures, if you like colors, if you like coffee, if you like culture and history, you'll love it. It's beautiful. Go visit. It was affordable for us because of the peso's value to like the USD. So we had a fabulous time tasting all the foods, smelling all of the different scents, seeing all the beautiful colors, and just enjoying everything about it. So highly, highly recommend. Thank you so much to all of the women and men that we got to spend time with. Thank you so much to Charlotte Hamilton for putting this all together, and Trova trip. It was so much fun. It will not be my last Trova trip. It'll not be my last trip with Charlotte. So I loved meeting all of the wonderful, beautiful people that I got to meet. I made a friend here in Dallas that was on this trip. So like, I just loved it. So it was really nice to meet you, Jacinda, and it was really nice to meet everyone. They've become like family. So highly, highly recommend. I'm gonna put these away. I think that's really it for this like vloggy type video. What I'm working on this week, besides the Valentine's Day stuff, I got into D&D recently. So I've been building my character and preparing for play, and it's been something really fun to play with my youngest daughter. And she's been enjoying it so much. The storytelling is so much fun, plus getting to build your character. And it's kind of inspired like a new thing for us to make art about. So like drawing our character and the surroundings, and it's been a lot of fun. I really, really highly recommend doing stuff like that as a family because it's just it's a fun time. So I think that's it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Yeah. So thanks again for coming to hang out with me, reviewing all of the things that I've just recently purchased, all of the things that I took with me to Oaxaca, the things that I actually used in Oaxaca. And I think later this year, I'm planning on doing another trip, but this time to Europe. So we'll be, going over all the stuff that I'm going to bring to Europe as I travel around the world. I've been learning what I use the most. And I think more than anything, having a nice watercolor palette that's small and like easy to clip onto pages is like my number one, plus a really good pen and a pencil for just like quick sketches. If I just have those things plus a sketchbook, I think I can travel anywhere. So like lesson learned from all of the travel. But yeah, if you have any questions, if you have any comments or any video suggestions, please let me know. If you've seen any art supplies that I haven't reviewed yet and you want me to grab them and review them, absolutely. I'm always up for that. And I think that's going to be it. So if you want to get your own little palette like the ones that I make, I have a link to my coffee shop in my description box. You can order them. They start at $10, unfilled and without engraving. And I also make stickers and prints and all that fun stuff. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Today is Thursday, so it's time for an art hang party. If you're not aware of Art Hang Party, Melissa Martin is the beautiful, wonderful human that runs Art Hang Party. And today we're doing Mardi Gras pictures, which is like amazing. It's something that I hold very closely to my heart because my ex-husband is from New Orleans and Mardi Gras is a huge thing for all of us. So if you're inclined to do that, come join us. It is, I want to say 7 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Central. So please come hang out with us, draw some pictures, and chat with us. I think that's it. So have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.